Hello again, Justin Post here, Owine Middle School Student Success Coordinator. Going to go over level 2.4 certification with you at this point. So starting with task A. So our leading indicator, teachers are provided with clear ongoing evaluations of their pedagogical strengths and weaknesses that are based on multiple sources of data and are consistent with student achievement data. So if we look at our initial survey, parents scored this as a 3.17, students at a 3.4, administration at a 2.67, and staff and teachers at the 2.94. So we kind of moving through this, we considered this to be an area of growth. Here we have school leaders observe me frequently, with our staff scoring that at a 2.5. School leaders regularly talk to me about the evaluation data that they have collected from me, 2.67. So all stakeholders took the level 2 survey last November, almost a year ago from now. The survey's results were analyzed. Again, we declare this an area of growth because we were not above the 3.5 in all of our categories, the parent, student, staff, and admin. So our team believes that this is important to focus on because teachers need to engage in conversations regarding timely and appropriate feedback in order to grow their pedagogy. All right, so moving on to task B. So our success criteria, these were sub-questions out of the Marzano survey. School leaders are use highly effective specific rubrics to give me accurate feedback on my pedagogical strengths and weaknesses. School leaders conduct classroom observations frequently, and administrators frequently provide feedback to teachers. Here we have, sorry about that. There we go. Here we have our table of contents for 2.4, kind of our practices and artifacts that we're implementing and doing. So we have pre and post observation meetings for teachers. We have our eye observation, our evaluation process. We have a teacher survey for coaching effectiveness. That's something new that's been added, and that's part of our in our action plan as well. We continuing to do our instructional rounds. We have added video reflections this year, and then we have added purposely PD time for teachers to work on their ippy dippies or their individual professional growth plans is what that is. So, all right. So we have pre and post meeting observations. So when teachers are on a formal evaluation, which is every 3 years, the principal hosts a pre-observation meeting and a post-observation meeting with the teacher. The pre-observation meeting gives administrators insight into what they'll be going on scene. That's also in that meeting is discussed the teacher's goals for the year and the action steps that they're going to implement to meet those goals. So the post-observation meeting allows for the reflection and growth and discussion with the administration. So the following slides kind of show some of that. So here we have our pre-observation meeting form. Kind of just talks about planning for the conference. You're planning for your units and lessons. Questions that Mr. Hurley, our principal, talks and discusses with the teachers. Aligning your resources to your standards. So is the curriculum aligned with your assessments and those standards and how they're being measured? And planning, how do you, a plan on how you plan to close achievement gaps within your classrooms. So that's a pre-observation meeting form. The post-observation meeting form, again, talks about standards-based planning, standards-based instruction, how you're going to do your instruction. Talks about conditions for learning, so how you kind of implement your classroom and use your classroom management to have success there in that area. So those are some things that can be discussed in post-observation. This is our evaluation process. So step one, each year our superintendent holds a meeting with all educators on formal evaluation for that year. And he goes over, answers questions, talks to the teachers, basically explains the evaluation process for the year. The teachers create a growth plan and receive feedback from administration. So that's that kind of that step one that leads into that pre-observation meeting, which the step three that the principal, Mr. Hurley, and the teachers meet to discuss their goals and their action steps. Step four, teacher schedules time for the evaluator to watch your teaching. Step five, Mr. Hurley comes in, observes teacher teaching. Does that twice, does it a second time. By the end of the year, we have a post-observation meeting that was also explained in the previous slide. And then step 8, teacher takes feedback and hopefully applies it to their classrooms to gain strength in their teaching practices. So basic evaluation process there. Here's this was also part of Mr. Ain, our superintendent, and his basically kind of a yearly plan for teachers on evaluation. Kind of just takes you through the month of September on things that you're doing. So again, you're sharing your game plan with your evaluator, creating that that ippy dippy and that goal. Schedule those formal evaluations, finalize and submit your ippy dippy then by the end of September. Here in October, November, and December, this is new where we're being required to do a video reflection. So where you are required to do a video of yourself at some point in the year. Or you can do an instructional round where you go observe another teacher and then do a debriefing with an instructional coach. Consider completing your coaching cycle. So all a coaching cycle is required for all teachers on evaluation, and teachers that first year teachers are also required to do a coaching cycle as well. So, and just as you can see, we kind of just go through that, and it breaks it down into the final steps in April and May, where you're finalizing, submitting your ippy dippy, and finalizing your final meetings with Mr. Hurley for your evaluation. So, here in iObservation, so iObservation is our online tool that we use to collect the data, to put in feedback for teachers and stuff. So again, all first year teachers are on evaluation for the first 2 years of employment. Teachers new to the district are evaluated in their district, and every 3 years after that. So any teacher that is on their third year is on that formal evaluation as well. The following schedule is what is used between the student success coordinator, instructional coach, and principal. And we are implementing this schedule to ensure that school leaders regularly observe classroom instruction. During these observations, leaders use the iObservation evaluation, or our instructional coaches use the walkthrough tool, as we are not evaluators, so we use a different tool in iObservation just to give immediate feedback to those teachers. So here's just an example of iObservation teacher feedback. This was from Mr. Hurley. He completed this one. So here he just gave statements back to the teacher on things that he saw that were going on in class. Gave a little comment down here in regards to how the class went as well. So this is just an example of feedback. Evaluation criteria. So the following slides show that the evaluation criteria that is used by administrators. Teachers are evaluated based on their level of ability to meet the elements that you'll see in this next slide. The rubric shows how teachers are scored on a 1 to 5 scale. Excuse me. And there's also reflection questions in order to help guide discussion between teachers and admin on how to best support and how to improve and move forward. So here's an example of the teaching elements, screenshot of the Marzano. So these are all in our eye observations. So if the walkthrough coach or as a evaluator, as an administrative evaluator, we can click on these, and then we can like click on, once we're in to these areas, we can click on boxes that mark that we have seen or observed those being taught or being addressed in class. So here's an example of those check boxes. So here, these are the evidences. So performs assigned duties. So if we're seeing, like example, teachers taking attendance at the beginning of class, we can boom, check that one off. Follows policies, regulations and procedures. So, health related plans. I think that is sexual harassment, bullying, those type of things. So if they're not observable, we just leave them blank. Okay. And then we can add reflection questions down here. Here's a scale for the administration to fill that out as well. So here's the scale. Again, this is used by our administration, not our instructional coaches. They don't use these as they are not evaluators. But our admin, this is just the scale that teachers get and how they are ranked. So a 0 through 4, so a 5-point scale basically. So these are post-evaluation growth questions. So again, this is covered by Mr. Hurley in the post-evaluation meeting with the teacher. Just some questions that Mr. Hurley can discuss and talk with the teacher about. This is new that we've implemented this year. So we have a coaching survey. Teachers have a coaching survey that they can fill out to inform leadership or basically administration of the effectiveness of the coaches. This is an email from Mr. Ain, our superintendent, that was sent out to teachers. So he's just kind of, in this email that he sent out, he's just kind of guiding our teachers on this is how to track our coaches on how to track their work and how we can improve our visibility, celebrate successes, how we can offer guidance, coaching, and support, and evaluate our over performance with our TLC and professional development as well. It also gives our administration some feedback about how frequently we are getting into classrooms to assist and help teachers with that feedback as well. So this was the email that came from Mr. Ain. This is the survey itself. So here, our coaching outcome survey. The teachers can go through, kind of click on this. We relate it back to our district goals. And then teachers can kind of just fill this out. You can rate your overall experience of the coach. Maybe why, you give some feedback on why you scored them that way. Give some other feedback as well. So this is to help, again, admin see how successful our coaches are doing. Continued instructional rounds. So teachers are required to do one instructional round per semester, engaging in instructional rounds. So last year we started this in the spring semester, started doing an instructional round. We had a lot of positive feedback from teachers about how they love going in and watching other classrooms. Again, how they were taking things that they were seeing in other classrooms and going to implement them into their own classrooms. So that was really good to see. Teachers did a debrief in small groups. And so this link here is should be a link to a debriefing video on that. And we are continuing that. And we've actually increased that this year where you have to do 2 instructional rounds in a year, or one instructional round and one self video of yourself teaching and a reflection of that. So we've increased that. This again is the self-reflection video worksheet. The worksheet's on the next slide, but staff are required to participate in reflection of their video that they recorded themselves during the lesson of their choosing. Staff debrief so afterwards they debrief with an instruction coach. They watch their themselves teach, and they go through the worksheet that has questions on it. This is a video just of our instructional coach going through the debriefing worksheet with a staff member. So here's some of the. This is just the example of the like learning target, conditions for learning, our standards-based instruction. This is the like these are like questions based off of when they are watching themselves, and then they can go through this worksheet and answer those questions. So another thing that we've implemented this year is that we are trying to make sure that our teachers, with getting feedback, teachers need time to go into their individual growth plans, look at it, read that feedback, work on implementing, adding more of their things into their ippy dippies. So we just showed, here's a staff meeting agenda. And at the bottom here where the green arrow is, you can see there's growth plan, work time. So they had from 3:30 to 4 o'clock to the end of the day. Teachers had that half-hour time period to go work on the ippy dippy. So that's being implemented into a lot of our staff meetings as well to give teachers time to complete those tasks. Task C. So because this was an area of growth, we have an action plan. Our action step is one, just to inform our staff of the ongoing things that we are doing to like increase our feedback, to get into the classrooms, to go through the evaluation process and stuff. So myself and Mrs. Silva, she's our instructional coach. We presented to staff the things that we are implementing, the things that teachers are expected to do in their eye observation and their ippy dippies. And then we went through that eye observation rubric with them. So we informed staff on that. We did this on October 22nd on a PD. So we're just looking for that. Our initial survey here was at a 2.94, and we are currently looking to increase that, which we did. We got a higher score here when we did the survey, which was good. Another action step that we do, we have that, I just kind of explained it, that coaches survey. That's for teachers to give feedback to admin about them coming into the classroom, giving feedback to them. So when teachers fill that out, that can be an ongoing piece of evidence that we have that we're being effective. We're giving good results. So as you can see here, our staff, they're going to be the ones responsible for filling those out. We, as coaches, ask the staff to fill those out from time to time. This is an ongoing thing. There's not really a deadline on it. It's just ongoing throughout the school year. Our evidence of effectiveness at this point in time, this is new. It's a new initiative. We just started it here in October, and we currently we're kind of like currently creating the baseline itself to see how effective this can be at this point in time. So our third action step is eye observation use for formal and informal feedback. So the formal would be Mr. Hurley, the administration formally evaluating them. The informal would be myself and Mrs. Silva going into classes, doing walkthroughs, just to kind of do check marks, check boxes to say, yep, we see this, it's happening in the classroom, or just providing feedback to the teachers in regards to things that we might see that they might want to look into about improving in their classroom. So again, our evidence of effectiveness here, school leader. So this was a sub question from the Marzano survey. School leaders use highly effective rubrics to give me accurate feedback on my pedagogical strengths and weaknesses. So we're currently at that 3.35. So we're looking for that increase there. And so we saw, try to move this out of the way here. There we go. So this was our success criteria that we had at the beginning. Our results from 2004 in the spring of 2004, and then currently in 2005. So real happy with our increase in our survey results. We've dumped a lot of time and energy. I know Mr. Hurley is trying to get into classrooms more often to give feedback to teachers. We're spending more time, just informational time, giving teachers the information that they are aware that we are doing a lot of practices through eye observation and feedbacks through eye observation. So that's it was good to see these increases in our scores. We do recognize that we're at a 3.15 and a 3.33. These are not above the 3.5 kind of threshold that we set for ourselves. So we do recognize that here, that we probably still have some more work to do about trying to get into classrooms more frequently, and also, again, trying to give better and more feedback as well. So that's something that we need to, that's a continued thing that we need to work on. So here's our success criteria. Here's our graph for 2.4. This was a sub question of 2.4. School leaders use highly effective rubrics. So you can see here, we have almost 80% of our teachers answering that with a strongly agree or an agree. We have that 11% there in the 3. We didn't have any strongly disagrees or agrees, which was nice. We did have a couple of NAs or I don't know. We thought that might be a few of our new teachers who where we haven't got into classrooms yet quite, and to do feedback, or Mr. Hurley hasn't got in to do observations quite yet. So we're kind of taking a guess where that might be coming from with that I don't know or NA question. So criteria 2, school leaders conduct classroom observations frequently. Again, like I said before, we recognize that this needs improvement here. You can see that through the graph. Probably our biggest concern is we probably have about 3 or 4 teachers here in that 11% that disagree. So again, that's on instructional coaches and administration to try to get in classes more. Success criteria number 3. Sub question again from the survey: administrators frequently giving feedback. Again, for the most part, we're in the agree or the neither disagree and the agree range. Okay, we do have a little bit in the strongly agree, but again, we also recognize that this is an area of improvement. We have probably about anywhere from 4 to 6 teachers here in this 14% range, 15% that are disagreeing with that. So we need to do a better job of, 1, getting into classes, and 2, having good conversations about how they can improve their teaching. So overall, so we were at that 2.94 back in the fall of 24. We just surveyed here this fall, and we jumped to a 3.96. An amazing jump. What we felt, had a 1.02 growth. There's probably a little discrepancy here, if we think about this in reality of, we had a good jump in the action in this leading indicator, but when we look back at those 2 previous slides with those graphs, we can kind of say like, yeah, we did better, we grew, but those 2, getting into classrooms frequently and giving feedback, those are 2 really big issues that probably need to be addressed and such. So again, we're real happy with this, but there might be a little bit of I'm not sure why this one went up so much, and we're at almost a 4.0 here. It's great to see that jump, but there might be some connections being missed there. So we recognize that as well. So this is our, and again, like looking at this question overall, there's no disagrees, there's no strongly disagrees, there's no NAs. It's all, they neither agree or disagree. Staff did, they agree or they strongly agree. So again, um, some of that might be a little bit of I'm not sure what teachers were thinking when they were going through and taking the survey, that we did so well on the leading indicator question versus those sub questions. So, and we'll put our video reflection here. Thank you very much.